Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Katie, baby.
Hey.
Hey. Last live was Lori Page, which was very sad. Rest in peace, Lori Page. Our prayers and condolences to her mother and the rest of her family and the community. Today, we are talking about Shapammala Buckner. Uh, whew, this case irks me and it bothers me because people know what happened and no one's coming forward. Right? Hey, Kathy B. No one is coming forward. Now, there's a lot to say about this case. First of all, I want to say that anything that we share on here is allegedly. Let me make sure my disclaimer is up. Okay.
It's up.
It's up. Okay. I saw Shapammala Buckler's case on Facebook. There was a lengthy post about her. I can't remember who posted it. I'm still looking for it, but I'm not the only one who's seen it. Actually, another content creator that posted it, an article on her, also saw a lengthy post on Facebook. And that's probably where I found it. When I found that post, I was like, this is suspicious because there is a young girl who was last seen in her apartment, right, with her boyfriend's family, which was the boyfriend's sister and the boyfriend's brother, knocked on the door, was supposed to get a few items that they left at her house because they were staying there off and on. Check out the interview that I did with Monica, which is that me and Katie did with Monica, which is on my YouTube page, and some of it is on TikTok. But I have been in contact with Monica for a while now. Now, Monica said that they were staying there off and on. So they had to go get a few items that they left at the house. When they knocked on the door, and remind you, this happened in Houston, Texas, which even makes it worse because we know that Houston, Texas, them police out there, they ain't gonna do a damn thing. And this is just experience that me and Katie have of volunteering, working with cases from families that live in Houston, Texas. Okay? Like Aaliyah Wilson's case. Right? That was Houston, Texas. Okay? And many other cases. They knock on the door. She's afraid to let them in. Why was she afraid to let them in?
Because we were previously told that they were abusive towards her.
Exactly. And not only was the boyfriend's family, which was the boyfriend's sister and the boyfriend's brother, beating on her, but the boyfriend was beating on her also. Okay. But he was away at that time. Where was he at the time?
He was at the base.
He was at the base. So he wasn't there. To me, that don't mean shit to me. Because, I know her cousin and them is saying, he didn't have nothing to do with it because he was at the base, and they talked to his peoples and said, I don't give a damn, because there's always a way it could be a setup. And that's just me speaking allegedly about it. Okay.
And I agree with that. It's always a possibility.
It's always a possibility. Okay. Because I'm going to get into what I saw, later on, from what I'm thinking, what I saw, what he posted. But for me to think that, okay, what I'm thinking. Now, She tells her boyfriend, I don't want to let them in. But he says, no, let them in anyway. They just getting their stuff. Now, to me, I'm like, well, if you know your girl is scared of your family and you know how they were beating on her, why the hell would you want them to come in anyway?
Exactly. He should have respect for the one that he's in a relationship with.
Exactly. Because she sure loved him. If you look on her Facebook, there's a lot of pictures of her posting about him. But
And
if you
she
look
always
on,
had a very genuine smile with
she's
him.
beautiful, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you go on his Facebook, honey, you ain't barely see no pictures of her, but he got a bunch of pictures of other girls. She lets him in, like her boyfriend tells her to do on the phone. And that's the last time you seen Pamela. She texts a neighbor and says, help, they're beating on me, they're attacking me. Now, the neighbor calls the police, or first she reaches out to the aunt. I'm assuming she reaches out to the aunt. Bottom line is, when the family gets there, the boyfriend's family opens up the door, the boyfriend's brother, and says she ran off with another guy, she ain't here. But they don't go in the house. I think that maybe she could have been in the house still. I don't know.
There was definitely, I mean, and this is allegedly, but I truly feel there was a reason they were still there.
Exactly.
Whether if she was there or if they were cleaning up or whatever it may be, there was a reason they were there.
Exactly. I've reached out to the brother, the sister, and the boyfriend. No comment. Now the cousin tells me, well, he said he ain't gonna talk to nobody but the police. Well, why he ain't talking? Okay. So when I heard about this story, I reached out to Nancy Grace. Now, when I first emailed her, I wasn't sure if that was the right email. So I sent her the message another way, and it got to her. Right? Because if y'all know, Nancy Grace always posts my stuff, right? So I sent her a message another way, actually a few different ways, just to make sure she get it. I tagged her, right? And then I sent it to her other ways, and she did get it. And she was going to cover it. So this is what we're going to watch now. We're going to watch Nancy Grace and her cousin Monica talk about the disappearance of Shapammala Buckner. Now, there's some stuff going around on the internet, and I wasn't going to put it out there, but I am, because I'm human and I'm allowed to defend myself.
Oh, absolutely.
I was asked to come on the Nancy Grace show with this case.
Yes.
Okay, I was definitely asked to come on the
I've
show.
seen legit proof of this.
Right.
I witnessed this.
Right. I was definitely asked to come on the show with this case. I have proof and everything. I actually have the thing where I asked Nancy, did you get the case of Shapammala Buckner that I sent you? And she said, yes, we're going to cover it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to the producer. He asked me to come on the show, right? And we know this ain't for clout, so people can say what they want to say. But see, the plan was to spread more awareness for other victims. That's what I wanted to do. Yes, you're Pamela Buckler, but I also wanted to talk to Nancy Grace about some other stuff. But of course, people stopped me from doing that, and they stopped me from going on her show, allegedly. Right? But that's okay, because with one door open, another door does. And when the door closed, another door opens for victims to get the help they need. Because you're not stopping me, you're actually stopping the victims to get the help they need.
Absolutely.
And by trying to trash my name is not going to work.
No. I mean, it's not even worth it.
It's not worth it.
Worth it because you're taking away the focus from what who it's truly supposed to be about.
Right, exactly. I'm just trying to help. So now that you got on the show, now I'm the bad girl. Now I'm a clout chaser. Now Nancy Grace don't know who I am. Now this and that. We all know that's a bullshit. We all know that's cap. Okay. You didn't talk crap about Natural too, but anyway, I'm not. Oh, child, don't let me get there. But she'll find out. So let's get into this Nancy Grace. Let's share it. I love me some Nancy Grace. Let's see. Here we go. And the reason I'm saying this because I'm really tired of people I'm really fed up with me helping and then people targeting me because I'm helping. If you've been following me for years, you know, you see me cry about victims. You see me cry about the families not helping, not getting justice. You see me fighting like crazy. You see me outside fighting with my bullhorn. You seen the things I did. If I back away from a family, that's because they're trashing me because I don't know, because they want more from me that I can't give, or because I'm probably, focused on helping so many families and probably can't do just enough for them. I don't know. But please know that I am here for any victim.
We are human and we put a lot of time into things behind the scenes. We may not have a direct answer that you're wanting right then and there, but we are working as hard as possible to get you answers and get, justice or help you find your loved ones. I personally work a full-time job on top of this. So,
Right.
we dedicate as much time as we
full-time
possibly
jobs.
can to this.
She works full-time, 2 jobs on top of this. And she got 3 kids, okay?
4
on
kids.
top of this. 4 kids, I'm sorry. 4
Nope, you're
kids
okay.
on top of this. Come on now. It ain't easy.
Nope.
It's not. I'm sick. I got an illness that I don't even talk about besides the back stuff that I deal with and whatever. But I got other stuff that I'm not even talking about. Katie knows, But this,
Exactly.
that, and I'm still trying to help. But I'm grateful for the families that do appreciate our help. And I'm grateful for Nancy Grace. Because she don't have to share my stuff. She really don't.
No, and she always does, and you're grateful for that.
Yeah.
And you show your appreciation for that. And I think that's what's the hardest thing is people not being appreciative and taking advantage of our work.
Right. Exactly. So I want to say thank you, Nancy Grace, for having for covering Shapammala's case, because for years it was quiet. It wasn't on social media. It wasn't nowhere. I started posting. Then I said, I'm going to reach out to other advocates. They was quiet. Shout out to Black and Missing Foundation. Thank you, Katie, for doing that for me, because I was sick as hell. I couldn't even fill out the thing. We sent it to the cousin.
Oh, absolutely.
And fill it out. So Katie filled it out. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
So
again, it's not about us. It's about the victims.
Exactly. Let's get to it. Okay, how do I do this? I had to sign up and everything for this. Okay. Come on, Nancy.
Vanishes from her Houston apartment. What? Vanishes into thin air? This after odd texts. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us.
20-year-old Shapammala Buckner, known as Pam by her friends, is living in Houston, Texas with her boyfriend when she suddenly disappears. Neighbors report a heated altercation the night she goes missing.
Where is this gorgeous young girl, Pam Buckner joining me in all-star panel. But first, I want to go out to two very special guests joining us, Monica Rivas and Billy Rivas, cousin and uncle to this beautiful young girl that seemingly vanishes from her own apartment. I'm not buying that. Okay. There are no magic tricks. She didn't just disappear into thin air. First of all, to both of you, thank you for being with us. Miss Monica Rivas, let me ask you this. What is meant by odd texts? Tell me about texts that seemed to come from Pam.
She was texting her neighbor about something that was going on in her home and to call the police.
And then after that, what happened, Miss Rivas?
She vanished.
Guys, joining us in all-star panel, this is a beautiful young girl that grew up with a very tight-knit family. And they want answers. And do you blame them? What happened? Listen.
Do you guys believe that they harmed Shapammala?
I do. But on the conclusion that we can come up with at this point.
Shapammala Buckner, 20, grows up in Houston. Shapammala is very much in love with her boyfriend, with whom she shares an apartment on Northborough Drive. However, with Shapammala's boyfriend serving in the military, stationed outside of Houston, Shapammala is frequently home alone.
After reports of a disturbance the night before, Shapammala's landlord stops by to check on her, and the landlord finds Shapammala's door unlocked, so she calls Shapammala's emergency contact. Family finds her phone, purse, ID, and keys still inside. It's very strange for Shapammala to go anywhere without those items. When several days have passed with no contact, she's reported missing, last seen at home the evening of March 21st.
Where is this beautiful girl? A little of that you just heard was from our friends at Fox 26. In addition to Pam's cousin and uncle joining us, an all-star panel. First, I want to go out to longtime friend and colleague, Andy Kahn, Director of Victim Services in this jurisdiction. He works with Crime Stoppers in Houston. Andy, there's a lot that stinks about this case. And I'm not sure why we are hearing, let me just say, rumblings that police are not being transparent. Another question I have is, you know how I found this case, Andy? I happened to be scrolling through Twitter for stories, for ideas, for cases that have not been covered yet that need some attention, and I found this. Why is it not on the front page of the New York Times? Because none of this makes sense. It's not like she was a magician or a magician's assistant, that somebody could just wave a wand and she disappears from her own apartment. What's the deal, Andy Kahn?
I agree with you, because when I tried to find out information, particularly on media coverage of Pam going missing, there was very little stories out there. There was absolutely no follow-up, the initial stories of her going missing, with the exception of a special report by local Fox News, who does a segment called Missing in Houston. So I was just like you. I was kind of puzzled as to why the media hasn't followed up on this. But at the same time, let me tell you what Crime Stoppers can do and will do for this family. We have a very unique program at Crime Stoppers dealing with missing adults. If a missing adult goes missing and it's presumed to be as a result of criminal conduct, we are ready to offer up to a $5,000 reward for any information leading up to the arrest of the suspect and or suspects responsible for committing any criminal conduct. So that's a key thing right now. So if anyone out there knows what happened to her, reach out to Crime Stoppers. There's 3 ways you can do it. Call us at 713-222-TIPS. Submit a tip online, www.crime-stoppers.org.
Exactly, Kathy.
We have a mobile app available in over 20 languages. And remember,
Whoa, whoa,
all
whoa, whoa.
tips.
Let me understand, Andy. You're saying that under certain circumstances, which I believe fit this case to a T, Crime Stoppers will offer a $5,000 reward. That's just a yes, no.
That's yes.
Joining me now, Crime Stories investigative reporter Sydney Sumner. Sydney, describe for me the area where Pamela seemingly disappeared.
Nancy, this is Houston, Texas. This is a bustling, huge city, one of the biggest cities in Texas. And this apartment is in a busy area of town. It's frequented. It's a nice place to be settled at 20 years old.
It looks like I'm seeing her out by her pool, likely at her apartment. Guys, it matters. It matters. Joining me, Brian Fitzgibbons, Director Operations USPA Nationwide Security, who leads a team of specially trained investigators specializing in locating missing people at uspasecurity.com. Brian, she did not just disappear. The significance of what Sydney Sumner just said is that we're not out like where I grew up in rural Bibb County, where there's nothing but pine trees and soybean fields as far as the eye can see. That really decreases your suspect pool. Monica and Billy Rivas joining us tonight both agree she would never just pick up and leave. And let me go ahead and tell you right now, I have ruled out the boyfriend. Hold on, Brian. I want to nail that down. Miss Rivas, Mr. Rivas, isn't it true the boyfriend was stationed elsewhere, not far from Houston, but he absolutely was on base the night that Pamela disappears?
Yes.
Okay, this is why I'm saying that. Let me go to Dr. Angie Arnold first, Brian. Dr. Angela Arnold is a renowned medical doctor, psychiatrist who specializes in the treatment of women, just voted my Buckhead's best psychiatric practice of 2022, 23, and 24, going on 25. Dr. Angie, the reason I'm asking about the fiance is that that's where we start every investigation. For statistical reasons. I'm not just pulling it out of thin air. Explain why I was first focused on him.
Statistically, Nancy, these types of crimes are crimes of passion. So that is why we look at the person that is closest to the victim.
She's right, Brian Fitzgibbons. Back to you, joining us from USPA.
Okay, let me stop it for a minute.
You have to look at boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, lover, part.
Okay, which is very true. Let me just go back what Kathy B said. Did she find the story on Twitter from your page? Yes. Yes.
Yes. As soon as she's seen it, she reposted it.
Yeah, as soon as she's seen it, she reposted it. So she don't have to say my name. Use Brooklyn Squad. I think that would have been a little bit unprofessional to say that. But she's basically saying that she did get it from me. And I have the message from her saying she got it. And, but anyway, it's not about that. But yes, Kathy B. She said, oh, okay, I thought so. That's what she was saying. She got it. Because nobody put it on Twitter but me. Yeah, it wasn't on Twitter before. That is very true when Nancy is saying that the first suspect actually is the spouse. What do you think? It's the boyfriend or the girlfriend, the fiance, the husband. We always
who's ever closest to her.
We always see that in cases. Now, Nancy Grace is saying that she rules the boyfriend out. I don't know, Nancy. I would have to disagree. We could be disagree without being disagreeable, because it could also be a plan. Just because he wasn't there
doesn't mean he wasn't involved behind the scenes or in different ways.
Exactly.
I mean, and that's just our opinion.
I'm going to the base. Do what you got to do. Get rid of her. I've already stationed there. They ain't gonna they ain't gonna put me involved. Like, come on. We see it all the time.
Right.
I wonder if any of them were to take a lie detector test.
I don't know. I'd be surprised if they would even answer.
Right. No, definitely not a runaway. Definitely.
Oh no.
No, definitely not a runaway. Yeah. She was last seen in that apartment when the altercation started, Kathy B, with the boyfriend's brother and the boyfriend's sister being there. Yeah.
And when it started happening, she messaged the neighbor and was like, "They're attacking me. Call 911."
This is really sad, man. Every time I talk about her, think about her, I get irritated. Oh, it bothers me a lot.
Yeah, because it could have been prevented in the beginning.
Yeah, because no one went out there searching for her in the beginning. That's the problem. Nobody did. I mean, her cousin told me that she found out about it on the news.
Right. They weren't even told anything that she was missing.
Well, the boyfriend actually contacted, I think it was one of the aunts or something, and he said, "Hey, I haven't spoken to Pamela, and even though we go through our stuff, she's always going to hit me back," and they didn't take it serious.
Yeah, because I do remember the cousin saying that she had the news on and she heard her cousin's name and was like, "Wait, what?"
Right. So for all those months, no one was searching for this poor girl? Oh, Jesus. Come on. Oops. Did I do something wrong? I did. Where did I go? Okay, let me go to Metro. I keep thinking it's the other one.
Time boyfriend, all men or women in your life, because statistically, that's the perp. Not true in this case. Now, my original question to you is, I don't like what Monica and Billy Rivas are saying, that there is no publicity of this case, that they're not getting answers from Houston PD. No offense, Houston PD, but they're not getting answers.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible that she was in her apartment or sitting by the pool or whatever at that apartment, and then she just dematerializes into thin air. That did not happen. And the Rivases are telling me she wouldn't just leave. She would not just leave. She's never done that. Did you see that graduation photo of hers? She's wearing a gold banner around her neck for a reason and a gold tassel. She's an honor grad. That's what that means. You don't get that from laying out of work or laying out of school. She was responsible.
Yeah.
She didn't just take off and not tell her family, Brian.
Exactly. This is a beautiful young woman. And let's talk about the circumstances of this case that make it so particularly disturbing. Bullet point number one, we just talked about. We can exclude her boyfriend as a suspect because we know that he was on the military base at the time of her disappearance. Bullet point number two, she left her personal items, including her cell phone, wallet, keys, and things of that nature. And then the last point is that the police response time to this was significantly delayed. So we lost crucial evidence, crucial eyewitness interviews in the first hours.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm the first one, even though I'm from law enforcement, I'm the first one, Andy Kahn, that if the police botched it, I would say so. You know why? Because you have to deal with that in order to solve the case or prosecute the case. It's just a reality. When that happens, there's no sense in hiding it. I don't think their response time was delayed. I think that her being reported missing was delayed through the fault of no one, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it from two angles. I know Texas EquiSearch, which I serve as a board member, they actually had a command station set up on a search and hopefully a rescue back then. And I know they went looking for her. They didn't find anything. But ever since 2017, there just seems to be a lack of interest or a concerted effort or anything updates. There's been absolutely zero reports on any of this. So, I was just kind of stunned, really, that there hadn't been much attention brought to this case. Like you said, there's a beautiful young girl that just vanishes into thin air. And this is actually the first real focus that's
Yeah.
going to be put on hopefully finding Pam. And if not, we've got a reward out there.
$5,000 reward. Andy Kahn, Crime Stoppers in Houston. Thanks for stepping up. I'm just trying.
Let me say something. And that's what's sad, because all these years, I mean, hey girl. No, and the neighbor is unalive now. That's another thing. The neighbor is unalive now. But at the time, huh, Katie?
I was saying, yeah, that's what really sucks, because they could have asked her questions.
Yup. And you know what sucks? I know that they had a search team back then, but look how many years ago that was.
Right.
Listen, we just found Lori Page because the cops did not stop. They did not stop. And that's how it should be with her case.
Any and all cases.
Any and all cases. Don't stop. Keep posting. Keep searching out there.
Exactly. And it shouldn't matter if you have a history, a past. It shouldn't matter about your race, if you're on the news or not on the news. I mean, there are so many factors that play into things nowadays, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't. Everyone deserves the same coverage, the same end goal, and the effectiveness of the work.
Exactly. You have to push these cases out there. And it's sad for families that don't have loved ones to push the cases out there. But if you have loved ones to push the cases out there, push the cases out there.
Yes, and even though at times you may feel defeated, continue to push it out there. Because somebody may come across it and be able to help.
Yeah.
Or they can send it to somebody else, and maybe somebody will own up to something.
Yeah, I gotta stop. Yeah, I gotta stop listening to these birds talking about, social media is nothing. They always posting us. So social media is where you look what Nancy Grace got.
Social media is the fastest way to get victims out there.
Exactly.
Their face, their flyer, their story.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, if you got the boots on the ground to go out there and do your thing.
Yeah.
But for those of you that can't, you got an internet, you got a phone, get on the phone.
Right.
Post everything else, get on the phone and do this.
Yep.
The fuck? Oh. Jesus. No.
Trying to understand, Brian Fitzgibbons, when you say there was a delay in the police response, what were you talking about? Were you talking about the delay in reporting her missing, or is there some other delay I'm not aware of?
So this was reported by the family. There was a disturbance in the apartment that was loud and concerning enough that led Pam's neighbor to send her a text and ask if she's okay. Okay. Pam immediately replied with her last known communication of saying, no, call the police. According to the family, and I know they're here with us and they can confirm that, the police arrived a significant time later after that first call was made by the neighbor.
Oh, whoa. Look at your screen. Look, Brian, look at the photo right there. Look at Shapammal right there. Look at that little
That's such
face.
a cute photo.
Look at that beautiful smile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Monica, I can hardly
And she
stand to
always
look
had
at
that smile.
This girl,
Yeah,
that was just a
you could
few
tell,
years before
yeah.
she went missing. This recent high school grad, Pamela Buckner, seemingly disappears, vanishes from her own apartment. Yet no one's talking about it. Seemingly Nobody cares. The family devastated. When you see these smiling photos of her, Monica, what goes through your mind?
I have no idea. It's hard to even put into words.
What about it, Billy?
Well, she's a very happy person, and she wasn't the type of person that like argue with someone or get into it because she was a small person. So, like we were saying in the beginning,
she
our
was like
family
80
is
pounds,
close,
90 pounds.
and we don't leave without communicating with someone.
Now I'm looking at these pictures of her, Mr. and Miss Rivas, and she just reminds me so much of my little girl growing up. All the pictures, all the outfits, all the birthdays. There she is with her Easter basket. Everything that you hope for them, you dream for them, putting all your effort, your time, your money, your energy into them. Look at this cute little thing right here. That looks like that could have been approved for a school photo. You know, Andy Kahn, when you look at these photos and you think that little girl grew into the high school grad with the beautiful smile and the gold tassel, and now nobody seems to care what happened to her.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just absolutely shocked, and I'm just stunned that local media, with the exception of a few stations, has actually on this story. There's been no national stories until you, Nancy, decided to focus on this. You know, if I could go back in time, I'd love to see what happened that kind of made this story not a story until now. And I don't get it, but at least from now, we are on it at Crime Stoppers now that I've been brought into this, and we're asking the public to step up to the plate, because guess what? Somebody in the public knows what happened. And the public is our best eyes and ears out there. So do the right thing, get in touch with Crime Stoppers. All tips are anonymous, and help give this family the answers that they so sorely lack right now.
Amen.
How could a beautiful young first grade teacher be stabbed 20 times, including in the back?
Oh, yeah, we're going to
allegedly die of suicide? Yes, that was the medical examiner's official ruling. After a closed door meeting, he first named it a homicide. Why? What happened to Ellen Greenberg? A huge
Amen, Kathy B. Right about that. Wow, y'all. So I'm sorry. What do you think about this?
I mean, I feel like a lot should have already taken place with her case.
Yep. Yep.
And I feel like people should have already been questioned. And honestly, I feel like it's in its beginning stages. Which sucks because she's been missing for how long?
It's been 7 years, right?
Yeah.
I appreciate you both for putting these stories out here. Otherwise, we would have no idea they exist. Yeah. Thank you, Kathy B.
Yeah, thank you. And you're welcome. I mean, That's what we're dedicating our time to. And we have a lot of things coming in the near future.
Yes. Don't forget this week. Yes. Oh my God. This Friday, this Friday at 7 p.m., we have a interview right here, Facebook, YouTube, and my other Facebook. And I got to find out why I'm not live on Twitter for some reason. When I have my blue check, I should be live on Twitter, right? Yeah. But I'll fix that. Yeah, I'll fix that. But we have an interview coming up. Oh my God. This poor family is going through hell. It's really sad. But stay tuned for that. We're actually going to do a meeting with the family now. So we're going to get off here. Yeah, we were supposed to do it at 4 o'clock, but we wanted to give her time to come from work and everything. So we're going to do a meeting with the family now. But we're definitely going to be here before the interview. We're going to try to do more lives over here now that I got the StreamYard together again. Yeah, because it was acting up for a while. So now that I got that together again. But prayers for Shapammala Buckner's family. Thank you, Nancy Grace, for getting the story out. I truly appreciate you. Thank you for always supporting me. Because you really don't have to. I really appreciate that. Because when you support me, you're really supporting the victims, because I'm just getting the victim story out there.
Absolutely.
So that's what it's really about. When you support me and putting my stuff on your platform, you're just supporting the victims. You know that, though, Nancy. You've been doing this for years. So I just appreciate you all around. I really do. I love me some Nancy Grace.
Yes.
And I really hope that somebody come forward. It's been too many years. No searches, no boots on the ground, nothing. Come on now. What y'all doing?
Right. And there is a reward.
Lives, nothing?
So somebody needs to speak up.
Yeah, no lives, nothing. I got a camera phone, right? Come on now. I'll tell you. Keep praying for the family. And just I don't know. With everything else going on, prayers up. We got a meeting with another family now. Until then, everyone have a blessed day.
Yep.
Thank you
Have
so
a good
much,
evening.
Katie. Bye, y'all.